Hi everybody, welcome back to In The Huddle. I'm Julian Kushner. Today we're going to talk about the big games this weekend, and all we're going to talk about is the fact that it's All-Star Weekend. So we're going to talk about all about the All-Star Weekend, everything going on, the All-Star Game, all that fun stuff. Before you go, please subscribe below and like the link in the description box, and let's talk about All-Star Weekend. I love All-Star Weekend. I think it's one of the best weekends. It's so much fun. This All-Star Game was supposed to be in Charlotte, I believe, and the NBA moved it in protest of the HB2 law in North Carolina, so now it's going to be in New Orleans, which was an awesome move by the NBA. I see y'all. Y'all rock. So, yes, it's in New Orleans. I love All-Star Weekend. It's so much fun, and it kind of just signifies the turning point in the NBA season. It's basically like the halfway mark of the season, and after All-Star Weekend, people really start to amp it up. Things get serious. Like, this is now, playoffs are in sight. It gets really good, so it's just kind of, it's a great weekend, and then it, like, makes the NBA better afterwards. So it's really fun. So let's start with what's happening on Friday. So all the All-Star events are really at night. So on Friday night, the first thing is going to be the celebrity game. I mean, okay, this is not like a real thing, but it's funny. I mean, we've had some really funny games. Kevin Hart won MVP like 3 years in a row or something. Like, we've just had like really funny things happen in the Celebrity All-Star Game. It's just a fun game to watch. You see a bunch of random celebrities. I don't even know who's in it this year, but it's always fun to watch if you're bored. But then later on Friday night, we have the Rising Stars Challenge, which is actually a really fun thing to watch. So, like the name says, it's about really the younger players in the league. So these are like the 20-year-olds. Yeah, people are really that young in the NBA. It's like the 20-year-olds, these young guys who just kind of, they're rising stars. Like, they've kind of had a good season so far, and they get chosen to be in this. Some of the big names are, you know, I'm rooting for my Lakers. I'm going to watch it for the Lakers. We have Brandon Ingram and D'Angelo Russell, both from the Lakers, going to be in it. Miles Turner, former Longhorn, now on the Pacers, is going to be in it. Buddy Hield, he's on the Pelicans now. He was playing for the Oklahoma Sooners. You have Kristaps Porzingis on the Knicks. He's kind of become a big name after getting drafted last year. So I think it's going to be fun. It's always fun to watch these games. You know, it doesn't matter who wins the Rising Stars Challenge, like who wins the game, but you're just getting to see this young talent really show off what they can do, and it's really fun to watch. I watched it last year. I remember I was like, wow, this is really impressive. You kind of get put on to some new names that you may not have watched before. It's a really fun one. I definitely recommend watching that one because it's fun. And now for Saturday night. I think Saturday night is kind of the best night. Honestly, it's like the skills challenge night, so it's, oh my gosh, this night is so fun. So the first thing that happens on Saturday night is the skills challenge. So it's just a bunch of like shooting, running around. It's like a little like drill basically is what it looks like. The people participating: Devin Booker from the Suns, DeMarcus Cousins from the Kings, Anthony Davis from the Pelicans, Gordon Hayward from the Jazz, Nikola Jokic from the Nuggets. He's replacing Joel Embiid, who is hurt now with a torn meniscus. Kristaps Porzingis from the Knicks, Isaiah Thomas from the Celtics, John Wall from the Wizards. It's going to be, you know, John Wall and Isaiah Thomas are the obvious veterans in this, and I think they're going to just like, it's going to come down to those two. So it's going to be really fun because both those guys have had phenomenal seasons. All these guys are talented, obviously, but those last two, really going to be good. And then there's the three-point contest. The three-point contest last year was crazy. It came down to Stephen Curry from the Warriors and Klay Thompson also from the Warriors, and everyone expected Steph Curry to win. Like, he's the leading three-point shooter in the league. Like, everyone expected him to win, and he didn't. Oh my gosh, it was insane. Like, Klay Thompson really surprised us all, so it was awesome last year. So, like I mentioned, Klay Thompson's in it, Eric Gordon from the Rockets, Kyrie Irving from the Cavaliers, Kyle Lowry from the Raptors, Wes Matthews from the Mavericks, CJ McCollum from the Blazers, Kemba Walker from the Hornets, and Nick Young from my Lakers. I think this is going to be a really good one. I think Klay Thompson's obviously going to be in the final one. I think Kyrie Irving is going to make a good push for it, but I got my money on Swaggy P, Nick Young. Maybe it's because he's just a Laker, but I think he could surprise us all. So I think this is a really fun one to watch. I like watching the three-point contest. It's really fun. And now for the granddaddy of them all, the slam dunk contest. This is the best part of All-Star Weekend. I mean, hands down, the dunk contest is legendary. We have seen some of the most amazing dunk contests. I'm not saying last year was the greatest dunk contest of all time, but I've never seen one better. Granted, I'm 22, so I've missed a lot of dunk contests, but last year we had this like face-off between Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon, and it was just so, it was amazing. Honestly, I mean, Zach LaVine won. He was now back-to-back champs, but I think Aaron Gordon kind of deserved it. Unfortunately, Zach LaVine is not participating this year, and then now he's out for the season with a torn ACL. So sad. but Aaron Gordon is going to be in it. So I'm going for Aaron Gordon. I think he's going to do really well. The other people in it, of course, it's not just Aaron Gordon. DeAndre Jordan from the Clippers, Glenn Robinson III from the Pacers, and Derrick Jones Jr. from the Suns. I have it coming down to Aaron Gordon and DeAndre Jordan. DeAndre Jordan is huge. He's a lot older than Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon's pretty young. DeAndre Jordan's older. He's a veteran, but that man can throw down. The Clippers are kind of known for like being lob city, like lobbing the ball up and someone else slamming it down. So this is DeAndre Jordan's like forte. I think it's going to be really fun. We've seen some crazy stuff. I am so excited. This is the best part of my life. I love seeing this every year. I love the dunk contest. It's so much fun. Last year's dunk contest was like, I just sat there staring in awe. It was that good. Whew. Alright, let's move on to Sunday. So Sunday is what's supposed to be the biggest part of the weekend, but like the slam dunk contest kind of like steals its thunder. This is the actual All-Star game. So you have the East versus the West. It's the All-Star game. I think the West has won like the past few years. It doesn't really matter who wins. Basically what happens in the actual All-Star game is everyone just like messes around, dunks, does all this crazy stuff for 3 quarters, and then in the 4th quarter, like the last 5 minutes of the 4th quarter, they turn it up and try to win. Winning the All-Star game doesn't mean anything, but it's just like a sense of pride, really. So that's it. I don't really agree with the starting lineups we have this year. I think there's been some serious snubs. So the starters for the East are Giannis Antetokounmpo from the Milwaukee Bucks, Jimmy Butler from the Chicago Bulls, LeBron James from the Cleveland Cavaliers, DeMar DeRozan from the Toronto Raptors, and Kyrie Irving from the Cleveland Cavaliers as well. On the reserves, you have Paul George from the Pacers, Kevin Love also from Cleveland, Kyle Lowry from the Raptors, Paul Millsap from the Atlanta Hawks, Isaiah Thomas from the Boston Celtics, Kemba Walker from Charlotte, and John Wall from the Wizards. I think the biggest snub on the East part of the team is Isaiah Thomas. That man should be a starter. No question. Isaiah Thomas should be a starter. Kind of ridiculous. He's now a reserve. Everyone plays in the All-Star game. Like, everyone plays, but like being a starter, it's important. It's a big deal to be named a starter. I guess it's a bigger deal. Like, yes, he still made the team, but he should have been a starter, if y'all understand what I'm saying. So now let's look at the West. So starting for the West, you have Anthony Davis from the Pelicans, Kevin Durant from the Warriors, Kawhi Leonard from the Spurs, Steph Curry from the Warriors, and James Harden from the Rockets. The reserves for the West are DeMarcus Cousins from the Kings, Marcus Gasol from the Grizzlies, Draymond Green from the Warriors, Gordon Hayward from the Jazz, DeAndre Jordan from the Clippers, Klay Thompson from the Warriors, and Russell Westbrook from the Thunder. The biggest snub I've ever seen is the fact Russell Westbrook is not a starter. That's ridiculous. This man has more triple-doubles this season than everyone else on these teams combined. I don't understand. Like, how this happened is ridiculous to me. I think he should be replacing James Harden. I'm not a big James Harden fan because he did my man Dwight Howard pretty dirty. I would have put Russell Westbrook in there. That's ridiculous. I think Russell Westbrook's going to go off. He's won the MVP the last 2 years. I think he's going to win it again this year. I think he's going for the three-peat. I think it's going to be a good game. I mean, it's always good because you see these guys dunking, having fun. It's such a fun game because it's not serious competition. They just start playing like defense in the last 5 minutes. It's a really fun game. You always have to watch that. Last year was really emotional. It was Kobe's last All-Star game ever. So I was like crying all last year. So I'm ready to enjoy this one. I'm ready for this one to be a fun one. So definitely watch All-Star Weekend. It's so much fun. Like, that's just how you want to spend your weekend. Just sitting on the couch watching All-Star Weekend. It's a dream. It's a dream come true. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week. Have a great weekend. Have a great All-Star Weekend, actually. Alright guys, thanks.